Hi, my name is Calvin, and welcome to my COMP3074 Mobile App Development Assignment 2. In this assignment, I will be showing you all about the functionality and how it works. So, we have two main components right here. We have our main screen and our About screen. I just have the app preloaded just for quickness and easy access. And as you can see, we can get to our About screen either through our tab or through our button. I will showcase how both of them work. You click the tab, you go to our About screen. You can see by Calvin Pierce, followed by my student ID. And you can either hit the tab to go back to the main, or you can hit the button as shown there. And what this program does is it takes the size of a room in either square feet or square meters, depending on this switch and what if it's active or not. It takes the price per unit of flooring and the price per unit of installation for that flooring and calculates the cost, showing the pre-tax cost and the post-tax cost along with the tax cost of itself to the user. So we have it set up to get the input from the user in these three input boxes, and we just have these labels that tell you what the input boxes are for. We have our placeholders here that disappear. Once again, I told you we have our switch, so as you can see right now we're taking the size in square feet. However, if we turn that on, it'll be the size in square meters. And we have a numeric keyboard for a user because we only want them to be entering in numbers. And so we'll say the size of the square room is, we'll say 200 square meters. And then we got the price per unit of flooring, we'll say is $25. And the installation price per unit, we'll say is $40. And then you can see we have it all as zeros right now. We're going to calculate our cost, and bam, there's one very expensive floor. So we have our installation cost before tax total being $8,000. Our flooring cost before tax being $5,000. Total cost being $13,000. And now the tax being $1,690, bringing the total with tax cost to $14,690. And how did we get those inputs? So I'll show you our assignment 2 right here. We have our basic app screen. First I'll show you my About, just because it's very short. So what we're doing is we're taking our navigation, and we just called it this our About screen. We have our little style sheet down here below, and it just gets my name, my student ID, followed by that button to go back to the main, which is all here. And in the main, what we do is we want to have all these variables using states so that we can store the input from the user. And we have our function that does all of the costs and calculations here for us. So I will show you. Our installation cost is determined by the size times, so that would be the square meters or square feet that the user enters, multiplied by the installation price, which would be the price per unit of installation that the user also enters. So first thing it checks is if if what is entered is a number, or if what is entered is not a number, it'll set the installation cost to 0. Otherwise, it'll perform that calculation for you. So basically, I have that set up just for when you run the program, it'll start off that dollar amount at 0, or if the user doesn't input a number there, it won't show as not a number, it'll still show as $0. And continuing, I've done that for our other variables that we need, such as the flooring cost, the total cost, and the tax. And now we get to the actual kind of layout. So I have everything inside of a safe area view, just so that nothing gets cut off, and so everything is just perfect the way I want it, nothing cut off at the top. And we have our button that does the About. I can bring back the screen for you. And basically this button navigates to our About screen, as I showed you in the about.js over there. Then we have another safe area view, which is just used to store the text next to the input, next to the switch, all in one convenient row. That's why I gave it a row style name. And basically we take the switch, so if it's on, you can see it is square meters. Otherwise, if it is off, the size is in square feet. And then we have our text input, which gives them the number keyboard only, if you remember that. We specify that we're taking a number, and we just parse that number that they input into a float just for our calculations, because there can be decimal places because we're working with money. And we just do that so on and so forth for the flooring and the installation as well as the size. Then we have our button to calculate the cost, which, if I scroll up here, brings you to this wonderful function that does all that for us. And finally, we change the text down below where my mouse is over here. So we got our installation cost before tax, which ends up becoming our installation cost that we calculate in the function above, so on and so forth for every other cost that anybody would need. And we can scroll down. You can see I'm using tabs. I just thought it would be a little nicer than stack, just because it gives a little navbar kind of feel, and I don't know, I just liked it better, even though I did start off in a stack navigator project. But I ultimately chose on tabs just for niceness, and it just felt like it, I guess. So you can see that. And if we scroll down, we just have my style sheet. They're mostly just margins and stuff just for display purposes. And that concludes my assignment 2. Thank you for watching.